Okay, so hello and welcome to part 6. And part 6 I've called McGregor. And I've been very naughty. I still haven't written a blog post for Montague. And the reason is because I've been too busy. Busy. A busy bee. So catching up on all sorts of household tasks and things that I set aside when I'm crocheting. So I really had to catch up with that. And then all sorts of, life things and family things. And I've just not been able to find a moment to write up the post, but I will soon. I'll do a major catch-up. Okay, so what we're going to do for the first part of our part 6 is this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And I'm sorry about the light, but it is completely overcast today, and I just cannot, other than actually putting a lamp on, I just can't get a good light situation going on here. The sun is coming out, it's peeking out from behind the clouds, but it just seems to be getting darker and darker and darker, so I'm hoping there is rain on the way, because we've had a very dry July, very dry July, and unseasonably hot for winter. So our drought situation in Cape Town is not that great, although the dams are almost 60% full, and much better than last year and the year before, but it is still a very worrying situation. Okay, so now enough of the idle chit chat and the weather report in Cape Town. Let's get cracking. So now, what you're going to do is, at the moment your work is looking like that. So the first part of this indie round, so this is round number 96, and it's an indie round in 3 parts. So the first part is we are just going to continue with our popcorns. You know me, I always call them puffs. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to work 3 popcorns into the 3 chain ones between our popcorns. Okay, so there's our popcorns, and we're just going to work 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to work regular popcorns into the space between. And these are my grapes, right? I'm calling them my bunch of grapes. I don't care if they're blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and as usual, I just grab. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1 to close chain 1 as before, and we're just going to do the same like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then you're going to do 2 more. So you'll do the next one there between those 2 popcorns, and the next one over there, right into the space between the last 2 popcorns. So you'll have 4. Okay, so we have our 4 like that, 4 popcorns, and we just fasten off because it is, after all, an indie round. So the sun was out and now it's gone again. Crazy weather. And then we are going to work 2 popcorns. 1, 2, 3. So we're working between our first 2 popcorns. So I know the last part was actually quite finicky, so I hope everybody managed. Of course, you can always scoot on over to the group if you're not already a member there, and the admins will be more than happy to help you out. 1, 2, 3, Why am I saying 2 popcorns? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to work 3 and then 2, but not the tail. That's the only thing about these little taily bits, they always end up getting. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count today. Right. As usual, me looking super awkward when I have to do this in front of the camera. 1, 2, 3. I suppose I don't have to really show you this. You know, it's pretty straightforward, right? So, alright, right, and then we're going to work our last 2. So we've got 5, 4, 3, 2. So I'll see you when you've done the last 2. So you'll do 1 here and 1 here, and snip off your yarn, fasten off. Okay, so we have finished our bunch of grapes. Yes, I'm calling it a bunch of grapes. And I would suggest that you work in all of your tails, because we're going to be working behind this and the tails are going to be very irritating. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2 popcorns. So we've just built up a little sort of popcorn tear there. Okay, and then you can go and do that in the next three appropriate places, or you can just finish off this round number 96. Okay, so we're going to go on to the second part of this. Let's put it this way, we will go on to the second part when I can find some yarn that is not it. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to be working into the space either side of our third line of double crochets together. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to work either side of that third one. And now we're going to be working into the third step down. And when I say step, I'm talking about the joining spaces, but to me they look like little steps, a little step ladder for ants. So I'm calling this number 1, number 2, number 3. So we're going to work a 4 single crochets together. 4 single crochets together. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to be doing chain 4. 4 single crochets. Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course that is equal to 1 treble, right? I'm just going to move this tail to the back, and then we're going to work 2 trebles together, and obviously we are making our first 3 trebles together. Alright, I'm going to yarn over chain 1, and we're going to just attach that kind of between the next double crochet front post and the next puff, but to your right, that way. Right, I'm going to chain 1, yarn over twice, and we're going to work into our next step up on the right hand side of that double crochet front post. Going to work another 3 trebles together. Sorry about the light, but it is partly cloudy. Okay, so we chain 1 to close, chain 1, and then we're going to work another one into the step above it, which is basically the joining space from round number 80. I mean, not 80, round number 95. I'm already in, have not quite moved on into the 90s yet. For some reason I'm still in the 80s. So we're going to chain 1 to close, chain 1. Then we're going to skip our double crochet front post, and we're going to work into the next space. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So that is round number 95. So we're working into round number 95 here. Right, chain 1, And we're just going to work our way down. And now we've done this little maneuver before, so I think you understand how it works. Right, so we're doing 3 trebles together and into the 3rd step down, or the 3rd rung down of our little mini step ladder for ants. So, right, chain 1 to close, then we're going to skip a puff, skip, and just slip stitch. Or you can single crochet. We're going to be working over that anyway, so you can slip stitch closed. And I'm just going to do another one just to make sure it's okay. So it's going to look like that, and then when you kind of fold it out, it's going to look like that. Okay. And then the color that I've chosen is that Leeuwarden. That lovely orange colour, which has just suddenly gone missing. Alright, I'll go and get it quickly. Okay, so now we are going to move on to our part C, the 3rd part of our indie round. And what we're going to be making here is a 6 double crochet together bobble. Nice fat bubble, but we're going to be working our bubble into the space between our 2. So we can work our bubble in to that space. Just trying to, no, there we go. Okay, try not to go through there. You're just going to go through the top like that. Okay, because we are going to be working those back stitches, so we don't want to work over them, right? Alright, so we're working a chain 3, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, chain 1, slip stitch back into the space. Okay, right, chain 1, and now we're going to work between our next 2 times 3 trebles together. And we're going to chain 3, first double crochet. So now we have, so that's equivalent to our first double crochet, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, yarn over, chain 1, slip stitch back. You don't have to worry about popping out your bubbles at the moment. Okay, slip stitch, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we've got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, chain 1, slip stitch back into the space, chain 1. Okay, and I'm just going to do this with you to the end. 1, 2, 3, 1, so we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. There is building going on across the road. My other neighbour. So there has been banging and clanging and angle grinders and whatever going on this morning. So you have an up-to-date information about the goings on in my neighbourhood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? yarn over, chain 1, okay, slip stitch, closed into the same space, and I'm going to be signing off now while they continue banging, but you're just going to pop your bubbles out like that. So okay, like that, like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to do this on the other side. So you're just going to mirror exactly what you just done now on the other side, and then you're going to do your 3 other sides, and I shall see you, and then work in all your tails. Take my good advice. Work in all your tails. Okay, so just to show you that again, and it's going to look like that at the back, right, and it's going to look like that. I'll tuck all the little tails away, give you a bit of a squiz, right, so it's going to look like that. Sometimes I find that I go quite high up, but when I do the video it sort of cuts it off right here, so I need to do the center, right, so you can see. So that's going to look like that, right, that's going to look like so. Right, so you can see where everything is in relation to everything else. And that's, I'll do the same here, so you can just have a quick squiz. You can see where everything is. Alright. And then I don't really need to show you more, because basically you're just going to be repeating this. Okay, so I think that's sorted. This color is Leeuwarden. This color is the Nijmegen, and this is the Goes. I'll see you at the beginning of round number 97. Okay, so we are on to round number 97. I just want to show you round 96. So you see I've finished mine, I've worked in all my ends. So it's looking like that, looking like that, and on the other side, right? So, oopsie, I have to stop doing that because, okay, and all the banging in the background is got nothing to do with me. It's the neighbor across the road who is, I don't know what, but they are up on a roof, and there's a lot of banging and all sorts of things, but I'm carrying on anyway. Okay, so round number 97. Now, as you know, I have run out of my color, which was the Ermelo. Okay, eventually I was just tying pieces together. And now the color that I'm going to carry on with is Bergen. So it's this lovely sort of gold camel-y type color. Gold camel color. And we are going to begin in a rather unusual place. So I'm going to just cut off a piece. I'm going to begin in a corner. So now we're going to go way back to our round number 90, not sure. I'm not sure what round this is. Might be round, it's terrible. You know, once I do the rounds, I sort of instantly forget. I'm still stuck in the 80s, the rounds 80. Okay, so now, of course it will be written in the pattern, but here at least I can show you. So where you have your 1, 2, 3 corner double crochets, those ones that you work between the single crochets, and the 2 single crochets work between the 3 puffs. Remember we had those 3 double crochets, and then in round number 95 we worked into the space either side of that center double crochet. Right now we are going to work into that space again, but we're going to do it from the back like that. So we'll work into the one on the right, and we're going to work yarn over times 4 puff. 3, 4. Right, chain 1 to close, chain 1. And we're going to work into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over. Don't do that. Don't do what I did, which was to do it and then look out the window. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Chain 1 to close. Now, what we're going to do is something a bit odd. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be working over these double crochet front posts and the 2 double crochet front posts together, and the double crochet front posts 2, you know, we're going to be working over those, all of those. And the way we're going to do it is to work through the space, or over the space, between the 2 times 3 double crochets. So where we made those, it's a bit difficult to see because it's all the same color, but we made those 2 times 3 double crochets together, remember, there and there. And then in our last round, in round number 95, we actually worked puffs between them. Of course, not the first one. Not that one there, because we'd worked that treble, 3 trebles together over that, like that. So it just seemed a bit much to put a puff in there. But now what we're going to do is chain 3. I'm going to chain 2 later on. Yarn over. We're going to work between those 2 3 double crochets, and then we're just going to insert our hook, going to pull it to the back because we want to do a front post, not a back post, and we're going to work a double crochet, chain 3, yarn over, find our next space. So now it will be where the puff is. Right. Grab your 2 double crochet front posts together, grab them, pull them to the back, work a double crochet front post. Okay, chain 3, yarn over, work through the next one, like that. Right, going to do that, going to use your hook to just pull it to the back, like that, and work a double crochet front post. Chain 3, okay, so can you see we chain 3, yarn over, work through the next one, pull it through to the back, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, right, pull it to the back. Is it any wonder that I get any crochet done, my friends? It just goes to show you how passionate I am about my craft. You know, I will do it in a plane, I will do it in a train, I will do it in the street, I'll do it on my feet, I'll do it when there's lots of noise outside, and I'll just do it everywhere. So, you know, every time I complain about all the noise, or I just think, oh, you know, this is so insane, then I imagine all the creative people around the world and through time who have never had the most ideal circumstances to do their work. You know, artists, you know, you think of the starving artist in their garret, and you think of people in war-torn areas of the world who are still managing to do their art, and you think of people in, you know, most people all kinds of artists, alright? The majority of artists, all kinds of artists, whether they are, you know, makers or writers or dancers or whatever, they will find a way to do their work. And they don't care what the circumstances are around them. So that's what I think as well. I just think, well, here I am and it's very noisy, and I would love to have a peaceful studio in the middle of nowhere. It's absolutely quiet. But, you know, that's not happening. So I am just going to carry on. Now, so you should have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should have 7 double crochet front posts. And then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chain 3s. And you're going to have 2 puffs that we worked in the back there. So we're really working at the back. Okay. Okay, so we are moving on to round number 70. Round number 70, yes. We are moving on to round number 97. And I have completed our round number 96. So, you know, it's looking like that. Let me just try and put it in the frame. Of course, it's getting so big now. Alright, so it looks like that. So I've gone and done in all my ends, worked in all my tails. So it's looking all nice and neat, getting ready for the next round. Okay, and we are still very noisy here at number 6 with my neighbor across the road doing I don't know what. There is construction going on there. There are drills. There are angle grinders. There's lots of hammering. There's lots of talking and shouting. So you will probably have that as background in this video. But I'm going to carry on because I'm not going to let that stop me. Okay, so onwards and upwards, ladies. So I was, you know, getting quite irritated with all the noise and that. And then I was thinking about, you know, artists, all kinds of artists, you know, people who create, maybe I should say creative types, who have under the most unbearable circumstances created their work, you know, in times of war, in times of all sorts of upheaval. Not everyone can have a beautiful quiet studio, and not everyone has, and yet they have still continued with their craft. And so I prefer to be part of that crowd. So, and so saying, I'm just about to do a chain 3, but what we are going to be doing is, to begin this round, we are going to go to our 3 double crochets all the way back there, round number, I can't remember, but I'll have it written in the text pattern obviously, but you can see what I'm doing, where we have the 3 puffs, the 2 single crochets, and then the 3 double crochets work between. Alright, and then we have worked 2 3 trebles together into either side of this double crochet there. And now we're going to be working into that space again, and that space either side, but we're going to work from the back like that, and we're going to do a puff. So we're going to chain 1 just to start, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see I'm just folding down that corner because it makes it so much easier. Chain 1 and chain another 1 like that, yarn over, and there's that double crochet. Alright, and we're going to work on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and so it's going to look like that. Okay, right, so when you do that, those are just going to poke through, but don't worry if it looks a bit weird. We're going to be working into those puffs. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, And now we're going to do something a bit odd. Well, I suppose the whole experience has been a bit odd. Alright, we're going to yarn over. And our very first 2 times 3 double crochets together. This one over here, before our corner, we didn't work a puff. Remember, we worked a puff between them in round number 95. And this one we didn't, because we had that 3 trebles together kind of over it, so it would have just looked like a bit much. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go through between those 2 3 times double crochets. We're going to hook up our double crochet front post, and we're going to work a double crochet front post, not a back post. Okay, 1 2 3. We're going to chain 3, yarn over, and we're going to do exactly the same with the next one. And of course the next one is 2 double crochets front post together. We're going to work double crochet front post, chain 3, yarn over, go through the next 2, hook up right like that, 1 2, and then chain 3 like so, yarn over, again through the center in between our 2 times 3 double crochets together, do that again. We're going to hook, going to use our hook, pull that double crochet front post to the back, double crochet front post over it, chain 3, yarn over, going to do that again, hook up the 2 double crochet front post together, double crochet front post over them, 1 2 3, yarn over, again work through the 2, right, 1 2 1 2 3, yarn over, one, 2. Right, so we should have, so the reason I'm doing this is because in a way it's kind of an introduction to the next color. So I don't want there to be such a strong change from one color to the other. So this is a way of sort of doing sort of little pops of the next color that you're going to be using. Right, so we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We've got our 2 puffs. Alright, we've got our 7 double crochet front posts, and we've got our 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 chain 3s. Okay, so there's our 7 chain 3s. Okay, now we are going to yarn over, and we're going to work a double crochet front post over our very next double crochet front post, and I think it's 19 here, so we're going to be working 1 double crochet front post over 19 stitches. Of course it would have made things easier if it was 20 or 18, but I don't want to leave that first double crochet front post floating about, so we're just going to use it. Right, so we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Sorry, I have to adjust my blanket, pretty big. 17, 18, 19. Oops. 19. Oh, make sure that you don't get strands, splitty bits. Okay, so that's going to look like that. And that's going to look like that. Okay, so now we are going to, this is a bit tricky, we're going to half double crochet front post around our next double crochet front post. Half double crochet back post around the next puff. Half double crochet front post around our next front post stitch, and that means we're going to kind of squeeze it in there where we did that joining space. Then we're going to half double crochet back post around our puff. If you think it can't be done, think again. Okay, we're just going to force it. Then we're going to half double crochet front post around, there we go, our next. So don't worry about the work that you've done, around there. You're just going to squish it aside and just work those stitches, girl. Work them. And then, so now we're back to that half double crochet. We're back to working that. So can you see, you just got to dig in there a little bit, but it's only this part that's a little bit difficult. There we go, like that. We're working a double crochet front post, and then this is a bit easier. Sorry, just my blanket sliding away from me. And we're going to yarn over, and we're going to work that half double crochet back post around the next puff, and a half double crochet front post around the next front post stitch. Now I'll show you. Okay, I'm just going to pull that out. Okay, so you basically just work the stitches as if you haven't even worked this. You're just going to scoot them over, you're not going to see anything at the front, and you're just going to work the stitches as if they were standing there minding their own business without all of this going on. Alright, so just take it slowly and just make sure that you have you should have 9 stitches there. Okay, so we can check. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what you'll have is 5 half double crochet front posts and 4 half double crochet back posts, and those 4 half double crochet back posts will be worked around the puffs, and the half double crochet front posts will be worked over the front post stitches, the double crochet front posts. Okay, and now we're going to continue. We are going to work, whoopsie, a half double crochet front post over our next 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Then we are going to single crochet into our chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, and single crochet into the next chain 2 space. like that. Okay, at the back there. Right, so we're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 chain 2s, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, like that. It's a little bit difficult to see because they are similar colors. So can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 chain 2s. And that's basically your midpoint, you know. Everything on this side is side A. So, and this is your sort of center point, and in the pattern I say from this point on you just mirror side A, and that's what you're going to do. You're just going to work your 7 half double crochets, front posts. Okay, I mean, I suppose you can see what I'm doing. I don't have to say front posts. As you can already see. So we've got 7 half double crochet front posts. Right. And then we're going to work half double crochet front post over our next one. And we're back to that section again where we're working half double crochet front post, half double crochet back post, half double crochet front post. Try not to do that. Okay, you just got to be like quite dexterous. There we go. Right, and then we're going to work that half double crochet back post over the next puff. You know, you just got to keep your wits about you. All right, you know, you just need to work every single one of those stitches that are behind there. So you know, the front post, the puff, 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 and the front post stitch. So you just got to dig in there and find them. Don't forget that there is a double crochet front post there. That one, don't forget to work that one as well, okay? Right, so I'm just going to leave you there and take it slow. Don't get frustrated. Just work each stitch, make sure that you have 9 there, alright, and then basically repeat everything that I've shown you all the way up to our 2 puffs over here, alright. So when you finally finished it, you'll finish off with, go back, you'll finish off with a slip stitch into your beginning puff. Okay, and just wait for me there, and I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 97, and the beginning of round number 98.